What about now? Can you hear me now? There's definitely supposed to be audio. Thank you, Philip, for letting me know. Can't be countered. Yeah, I guess I forgot that they have a Cavern of Souls in play. Um, yeah, I was stupid to leave that counterspell on top. Whoopsie. Awesome. Appreciate the heads up. Was not paying attention. All right, well, I am going to Cyclone Architect will, because counterspell is now useless. Drown the lock. All right, works. I will drown this Eldrazi Mimic. Gains. Jeez. Okay. Sure. That's strong. That is strong. Go away. So I will fetch island, play frog, hold up counterspell, although this is an Eldrazi. Oh man. Yeah, this is brutal for a counterspell deck. Oh well. Let's see how it goes. Oh, and they hit a temple. Perfect. Oh, it has to be creature spells, right? So that's a little less concerning. I can counter this. And they still have Dismember though. All right, down to one. Oh wait, nope, down to dead. How does this work? Exit the number of Eldrazi you control. All right, well, that was an absolute beating. Um, Damping Spheres. Don't think Scolding's worth it. Consign to memory for sure. I guess Deluge, probably. And Shouldred's Edict, take out pushes. Uh, Probably a Stubborn Denial. Don't see how the Bowmaster's doing much of anything. Drown in the Lock and a counterspell. Maybe it's supposed to be two counterspells. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be two counterspells. Keep the Drown in. Dress Down, definitely also a contender, but I don't think it's quite good enough. Maybe the Flute is worth it. I'm just going to try this. Love trying to figure out a new format. All right, 3 lands. This is good. Elrazi aggro decks back on the menu. That's fascinating. That is fascinating. I imagine they have Chalice of the Void, at least in the sideboard. So that could be a problem, but we'll see. Fetch Shock Thoughtseize. Relic Dismember, Linebreaker. Command, they have a Labyrinth. I don't really care about Relic of Progenitus so much. Yeah, I think we're just going to take the Linebreaker. Try and keep them off of being able to do stuff to my, or swing at me, realistically. Just a bit of redundancy. Progenitus, sure. You got it. Flooded Strand. Dismember. Alright, well I can't put this Death Shadow out because it's just going to get exiled to those Kozilek commands, if I'm not mistaken, right? Exile up to X target cards from a graveyard, exile target creature with mana value X or less. Yep. Sweet. Alright, so there's the frog. Going to bottom that, top that. Cycle Architects will in their end step. Oh, and they hit a temple. Okay. Play Delta, no problem. I think I'll just cycle. Yeah. Counter spell. Okay. Got a swamp. Just hold up Dismember. Right, this can't do any weird counter stuff, can it? No. Okay. Gonna exile graveyards. Probably. Yep. It's fine. Labyrinth. They do not exile. Alright, so I can. Jesus. It's rough. Counterspell that. Take two. Just think. No. No, I think I'm supposed to let this resolve, dismember it, and then put out Frog, hold up, counterspell. Down to 10. Double Frog. Okay. Still don't think that necessarily changes anything. Really want to be able to start drawing some cards. So we'll go frog. Force them to dismember and then exile. Counterspell. The deck list. Yes, I can. This is going to be Smasher. What is this? No, just exiling my creature. Oh, you get to do both? Damn, that's a strong card. Okay. The list. This is what we're working with. It's yeah, it's not perfect by any means. I'd like to pick up a third Netherglyph. Just don't have one at this time. I do want to put Harbingers of the Sea into the sideboard, but again, don't have any right now. So Damping Sphere will have to do. Yeah, certainly not perfect, but excuse me, kind of what we're working with right now. So preordained first. Okay. Now we're talking. So I think I go. I mean, these are definitely both going to the top. At this point, I just need a significant amount of creatures. It's the question of, do I want. Goyf is going to be smaller, so I think I'm putting out Goyf and Psychic Frog and forcing him to have multiple instances of action, and then have 2 Death Shadows that I can start to take over the game with if they do. Go Goyf. First time casting that feels good. Definitely getting max punished if they draw like Chalice of the Void or something like that, but not much I can do about that at this point. How's everyone's day going? I imagine a lot of people have been checking out a lot of the new format, getting a sense of what's going on. Anything in particular anyone's liking or most interested in playing? Another Labyrinth. Nothing to exile, so they have a Kozilek's Command and 2 unknowns. Elrazi spell. How does this work? They get to Scry X. Oh, okay, well. There goes one of my shadows. Another one coming off the top. Jeez, okay, last card is Kozilek. 6/6 Thought-Knots here. Pretty good. So here's obviously the bad side of Netherglyph and Frog. I can shrink my Goyf down to a 1/2. Doesn't sound great. But I do get to draw a card. I mean, I'm super dead to this Kozilek's Command. Boy, this is brutal. Yeah. I just have to let them full swing. This is a rough matchup. Definitely need better land interaction for this. and then they draw Devour. Man, top of their deck has just been very good. All right, exile that, sure. Swing for 6. I take 6. Don't see how I'm winning this game. Forest. So we will discard this forest. Give our boy flying. 1, 2, 3. Swing for 2. Draw a card. That is the game. All right. Elrazi. Rough go. Rough go. Sideboard is definitely not tuned for that. Good to know, though. Harbinger of the Sea. Very much going to need some of that. Very much going to need some of that. Yeah, so Damping Sphere's not good. I mean, they might end up being good. I'm sure Titan's still very much relevant. Storm and Prowess maybe are still relevant. Anyway, it's the problem with a deck like this. You kind of have to figure out what the meta is going to be and then figure out how to sideboard. Well, this is terrible. This I will keep. And I will probably put a stub on the bottom. Might end up needing that, but can always potentially get it back up to the top. Gonna leave on Thoughtseize. Definitely want to take advantage of having the play here. See if I can get a Psychic Frog down without any real issues. Okay. Again, not really sure what I'm up against, but probably some type of Valakut deck, right? Sacrifice non-creature, search or library 2 basic lands. So I think I'm just going to take Bolt. Try and ride a Psychic Frog for just some serious card advantage. Show me a land. Come on, deck. That's not a land. Alright. Predating. Fetch land. Nope. Bottom both. There we go. Not a fetch land, though. I guess. Okay, Thunder and Falls. Curious as to if they play any Dryad Arbors for this flare. Doesn't seem like a tremendous amount of value, but maybe they do that. That is this. Flare of Cultivation into the graveyard, that's fine. Okay, definitely putting out the frog. I'm hoping they have not found a lightning bolt. Or actually, if they do have a lightning bolt, I might actually just save this frog by discarding a lot of my hand. I should not be yielding through turn. Like, I don't think Bowmasters is going to be that great here. Drown is obviously still good, but double Bowmaster pitch to protect a frog is definitely something I would do. Flare Cultivation and Forest, so Wish Mountain, 3 unknown cards. Mount onto the battlefield, mount to hand. So 3 unknown cards, yeah. All right, little froggy. Start drawing some cards. Maybe. I'm actually going to fetch the shock here to thin the deck before damage. Draw a card. Another frog. Well, I'm going to put out a shadow. As much as I want to draw a bunch of cards and take the game over, I do want to hold up down the lock. My opponent just gives up. Okay. Don't hate that. So this is what triggered. So if it is a Valakut deck, that's actually decent, right? It's any triggered ability, right? Counter target triggered ability or couple spell. Yep. All right. So that can counter a bunch of Valakuts. I think Dress Down is just like a race spell. Fatal Push seems completely irrelevant. They probably play the One Ring. Not really sure. But no. Gonna keep the Bowmasters. Dismember's irrelevant, and then we'll bring in a Disruptor Flute. Probably call it a day. I think that makes the most sense. Okay, so this is nice. Access to a 4/5 Goyf on turn 2, but mind you, this Murktide might compete with it in time, but it'll be a good beater initially. So I'm actually going to lead on the, well, no, going to lead on Preordained because they play Bolt. So I'm definitely not just throwing that thing out to a Bolt. And realistically, given that I don't have Harbinger of the Tide currently in the list, this swamp should probably be something else, but didn't fully pan out the deck when I built it with current cards. All right, yeah, Preordain. Shadow Watery Grave. Probably want, so I can do 5 more damage to myself. Probably bottom the Watery Grave. And the Shadow, actually. I think I need interaction. Yeah, Stubborn Denial is the right call. Keeping a card on top. 5 cards in hand. So drawing something they like. Valakut it is, so definitely a Valakut deck. Grazer, Steam Vents. 3 cards in hand. So double Nether Goyf. Well, because these are still very, very much dead to Lightning Bolt, I will just put one Goyf out and have an Architect of Will to cycle. If they have like double Bolt, then so be it. But really like having additional 1-drops that are significant threats. Nether Goyf, I think, is going to be a very nice addition to Dimir Shadow. Like, these are the only 2 currently in the list. I think I want to do a 3/3 split. Probably drop a Murktide down to the only, like, just having 1 in the overall list and see how that goes, because there's definitely going to be a lot of competition for the graveyard. The One Ring. All right. Stubborn Denial. Glad that I went and found some interaction. Also grows the Goyf, so that's nice. So now I've got Goyf, Architect of Will, or Architects of Will. Oh, nice. Thoughtseize. All right. Well, we got Thoughtseize. I don't know what Planar Genesis is. Look at the top right card of your library. You may put a land card from under them into the battlefield tapped. If you don't, put a card from under them into your hand. Oof. I mean, obviously, this Dryad of the Elysian Grove becomes problematic once they start hitting lands. But they don't really have much else going on. So I actually think I'm going to take this Planar Genesis. Swing for 3. Definitely a lot of competition for the... Okay, I win the match. Wonderful. My opponent is very quick to give up. But hey, is what it is. But yeah, I mean, that last instance, no question. The deck construction, I think one Murktide is where I want to be if I'm going to start leaning into Nethergoyf and the Frog. Like, there's just going to be way too much competition for the graveyard. And I still like Murktide for the late game. And I mean, Goyfs on their own can really start to take over a game. They can pretty quickly activate, or excuse me, turn on Stubborn Denials, which is great. There might be an argument to going up to 3 Stubborn Denials as well, depending on what I settle with the 60. All right. This I will keep. This I will keep. Again, since I get to play, I definitely want to lead on the Thoughtseize to try and take advantage of figuring out how I want to play my Preordains and get through the rest of my deck. What are we on? Energy deck. All right. I have no idea. All right. Omniscience. Okay. If anyone knows what's going on, that would be great to send me a list or something, because I have no idea what I'm looking at here. And I do not think I want to be putting Omniscience into the graveyard for them. I guess Seagate Restoration. They don't really have land. So I think I'm going to take their land and hope that's disruptive. I genuinely don't know what's going on over there. Draw a card, get it. Oh, well, they hit a land. Tried my best. Tried my best. Preordain. I'll probably... Hey, Juan, what's up? Testing is, I mean, 1-1. Played against an Eldrazi deck and some type of Valakut Scape Shift deck, I assume. One against Scape Shift, the Eldrazi deck absolutely kicked my teeth in. So that is something I definitely want Harbinger of the Tides in the sideboard for. But okay, so I can keep both, but then I can't cycle. I think I'm supposed to. This is tough. I think I'm supposed to bottom this, top this, and then cycle the Architect's Will. But yeah, overall, I mean, very interested to see where some of the new cards from the new set can take the deck. Definitely liking the Goyfs. Only got 2 in there right now. Going to trade around to try and get a third one. And then I think 3 Frogs. I'm going to do like a 3-3 split of Frogs and Goyfs. Still stay on 4 Death Shadow. Go down to 1 Murktide Regent, I think. So they found that. Can this go face? No. I will shock myself. Cycle this Architect of Will. Architect of Will is also an interesting card. I was able to cast it in some just earlier playtesting, and it is very good in like the mid to late game to be able to either manipulate the own like your own deck draw or completely lock out your opponent if obviously the top of their deck is not super favorable, which I like. All right, well, going to Thoughtseize. Maybe they just go for a force here. Draw a card, sure, make an energy. Okay, so Emrakul the Aeon's Torn. The Frog, I mean, Frog has been okay so far. Definitely a lot of competition for the graveyard. I can confidently say that. So I'm not sure how I feel entirely about that. I still don't know what my opponent's doing, but I feel like I want to keep them off of land drops more than anything else right now. I assume they get Omniscience into play by having it in their graveyard, but I don't know for sure. So I think I'm just taking a land, and then I will preordain, try and find another land, which I do. I will top the Shadow, top this land, play that out. Cycle Architects will in their end step. Obviously, this Solitude is a bit of a problem if they find a white card. All right, well, I continue to try and fuck with their mana base, and they continue to actually draw lands off the top of their deck, so good for them. We've got a castable Force of Negation. There's the Shadow that I put on top. Drown in the Lock. All right. So I think I'm just going to run this Shadow out. And try and protect it for one turn. I mean, I know their hand exactly at this point. It's just this Galvanic Discharge. So they either need another removal spell. I guess they could just go removal, pitch for force, but they're kind of left with not much. Land into the graveyard. That's fine. Oh, shit. Oh, I clicked through that. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, sorry, guys. I accidentally clicked through that. Wow, that was bad. So stupid. So stupid. I can't believe I just did that. All right. Another land. Force of Negation into the graveyard. Damn, dude. All right. Thoughtseize. Probably taking your force. Or do you just forced pitch the Omniscience? Or no, I guess you just hard. Sure. You counter that. Solitude, Emrakul, Omniscience. Really need a threat. God, I cannot believe I clicked through that. Brutal. Alright, get another land. Man, their deck has been a lot of lands. And they've even done some filtering. Thanks, Juan. I'll definitely give you an update. Always appreciate you coming to hang out and chat, keep things interesting for me and hopefully some other people checking things out. Have a good night. If they just go for a Solitude here, I'm going to dismember it, but they don't. Wow, okay, well, all they do is hit lands. I guess that's good for the Omniscience. Still need to get to 10, though. Misty Rainforest. Alright, well, this is starting to get a bit problematic. Another land. Is this just lands and Omniscience? I legitimately don't understand what my opponent's doing. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can't get any Omniscience out. I can counter the Solitude. So at this point, run out the Shadow and just hope they don't top deck whatever allows them to do Omniscience Emrakul. No, Drown Lock, cast, counter. Another land for my opponent. Doesn't look like it. Is this Solitude? No. What the hell's happening? Each artifact, creature, and enchant with mana value less than or equal to. Great draw. Great draw. Just grab an island. Alright, Psychic Frog with Counterspell backup. This should allow me to start taking over this game. Great draw. Also nice that probably Aetherworks. Okay, so that's what they're doing. Another great draw by my opponent. Jeez. Good for you. Fatal Push, definitely not going to be necessary. I assume Dismember, also probably not necessary. Alright, discard a Fatal Push. Discard a Fatal Push. Swing for 3, draw a card. Watery Grave. Don't think I need to be shocking myself at this point. Maybe Dismember is fine. I really don't. Like, they do have Solitude, so if they do get one resolved, I want to have it. Alright, Bowmaster, so hold up everything, draw a card. I do love that Psychic Frog, once you get into a situation like this, just absolutely can run over the game. Definitely the type of card advantage that I've been looking for the deck. Another Goyf. Alright, so Goyf, hold up Counterspell and Bowmaster. Aether Spike. I'm just going to let that go. I can escape it. What's also nice with Architect of Will is that it's just 2 card types in its own. Pay 0 to prevent this? Yeah, absolutely. I would love to pay 0 to prevent that. Thank you. Gotta think that was a mistake by my opponent, but not entirely sure. Cool. So I definitely want Disruptor Flute to be able to increase the cost of what I assume is Aetherworks Marvel or Omniscience. Probably consigned to memory. Like, I guess they're all activated abilities. I don't know. It's still better than most of what I have going on here. Probably want Dress Down to just be able to race. Take out Dismembers. Take out Fatal Push. And I mean, that's got to be the best combination of 60 cards that I have. Oh, I guess they do have Solitudes actually. So, well, Consigned to Memory technically does deal with Solitudes. Yeah. Yeah, I like trying this. There might be a reason to bring in Stern Scolding, but It seems pretty narrow if they only have 4 subtleties or solitudes. Definitely a good hand. That is a what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, turn 2, 4, 5 Netherglyph. Keep with a lot of good interaction. I've seen a lot of Netherglyph for only having 2 in my deck list. Solitude into the graveyard. Alright, so likely already have one in hand. Appreciate if I stopped seeing land drops after this. And they do. So I don't necessarily this Aetherworks Marvel, I think, is the most problematic thing. I don't currently have a way to interact with it. They don't have a white spell in hand yet. I think I'm just gonna take the Marvel and be able to hopefully run out this Goyf. 100% going to preordain first, though. Like, if I can find another Thoughtseize, I will interact with their hand before putting this Goyf out. They really don't have much going on. Their deck plays what I have to assume is quite a few lands. But boy, do I love playing against a bunch of stuff I have no idea what's going on. Nice to have a fresh format. And there's a Thoughtseize. Okay. Well, I almost definitely go for a Flusterstorm here, but I'm gonna force him to use it. Yep, Flusterstorm, sure. I cannot pay. No problem. All right. I am gonna put out the Goyf. Like if they want to pitch cast Solitude, that is a-okay with me. This Architect of Will can actually become a pretty nice threat while also making sure that they just don't hit what they need to combo off. So at this point, I actually don't know if I want. Okay, so they drew that. They still have 3 known cards. Wrath. All right, yeah, that's fine. So 2 islands and a Solitude in hand. Definitely want to keep this Architect of Will as a threat. 2 of them. All right, well, 2 of them as threats. Also nice. I will bottom this, keep the stub for Aetherworks Marvel, realistically. That is a 5-drop, right? They found another land, so they still have nothing going on. So I can play an Architect of Will. They are going to get to Solitude it. But I think now that I've drawn this Psychic Frog, that's fine. I do want to manipulate the top of their library. I also don't want to take too much damage. So I'm going to grab an island. I want to look at the top of your deck, please. Discharge or Virtuoso. Don't know what this is. 3 energy, phase 3. Okay, so that's a bit of a problem. I guess. Yeah, I guess I just give you the discharge. Give you the discharge first. Get two of those. All good, but he has no way to manipulate, they have no way to manipulate the top of their deck, so those are their next cards for the foreseeable future. Question is, do they want to Solitude my Architects of Will, or do they just want to discharge it? Looks like they want a Solitude while they've got a chance. Okay. Okay. How does another Goyf work again? 3. And then I have to do 1. I can't even do it. I'd have to cycle this Architects of Will. I think I'm going to just play another one out and try and control the top of their deck again. I can block this Solitude. So that's your hand. Definitely going to just leave you with a land on top, so that's nice. Have that Aether Hub. One energy. Swing for 3. So they've got not swinging for 3. All right, well, that's actually a reasonable decision. Put the frog out. Consign to memory. I think that creature has a bunch of triggered abilities. Maybe they're activated, actually. Shouldn't have made them disappear. Yeah. The frog has been interesting, and it's probably about to do some decent work here. I'm going to consign that. Just don't want you getting more energy. Really like Consigned to Memory. This is going to be, I think, this is like a sleeper sideboard card. I don't even know if you'd want to call it a sleeper, but this definitely has like Veil of Summer levels of uncommon potential. Very, very good card. So they've got another one of these Whirler Virtuosos coming off the top. So at this point now I can fly over, draw a card, discard this Polluted Delta, although at the same time, I kind of want to get this Death Shadow out. So I guess Stubborn Denial isn't doing all that much right now. But I think I just want to draw. Exile 3. Like the card advantage side of this is phenomenal. The exact type of card that I was looking for Dimir Death Shadow. Like the evasiveness, the ability to grow. It's a lot better than I think most people were anticipating. So we can do land, 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 given that I have another fetch land in hand. This doesn't have flying, right? Yeah. Swing for 1. Draw a card. Thoughtseize. That is a terrible, terrible draw. But it will be very good. Like another reason why the frog is great. It does just allow you to filter through a lot of that garbage. Death Shadow. I guess, can I do the Goyf? I probably can, so I'm going to do that. I want Architects of Will. Thoughtseize land. Done. The Goyfs are also very strong. Very, very strong. Very happy with all of this. Now, this is, of course, definitely hyper competitive. Like the Goyf and the Frog playing against each other for evasiveness. Yeah, there's 100% a bit of a battle between the two of them. No question about it. But if I can start to clear this board, um, Psychic Frog is just so valuable, and Nether Goyf is a very nice beater. So how does this work? Pay 3, create a 1/1 Thopter with flying. So definitely a lot more decisions to make now. I think I just want to fly over, force them to use this energy block. I mean, yeah, it shrinks the Nether Goyf, but that's I can discard something. Oh, definitely want to exile 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Like the fact that my opponent has to use up some of their energy just to make sure that I'm not drawing a card here. So extremely valuable. I mean, this Thoughtseize also in time might be good, so no question I'm holding it. Got a pretty good board. Uh, Aetherworks Marvel. It is a 4-drop, okay. Pay 6. Okay, well, I can't do anything about that, unfortunately. Very good top deck for my opponent. Could have used that last turn deck. Um, so I'm going to, oops, cancel. Going to discard. Do I just leave myself with a counterspell? This Thoughtseize is doing nothing other than growing my shadow. I think I'm supposed to do that. Discard, 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 fly. So now I at least have counterspell. Like I just want to stop them from making energy. Darkslick Shores. I want that as a discard outlet. I do not want to be putting that into my graveyard. Or do not want to be putting that into the battlefield, I should say. I want to be putting that into my graveyard. Land. Alright, that's fine. So we've got a 4/5 Psychic Frog. I wouldn't say it's taking the same role by any means. I mean, this is just a nice card advantage engine. I do think I want like one. It's not a great. I mean, no question. There's a lot of competition right now in the deck, and maybe it's too much. Maybe it's too much. I can just. So if I swing with Psychic Frog, they can block, 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 I guess. And that's what, 7? I have to discard my entire hand if they want to remove the frog. But I guess I can get rid of their entire board. I think that's a trade I'm willing to make. and just hold up counterspell and then start to be able to swing in with everything. If they just want to chump block, like I will chump. Yep. Oh, right. That's how Aether works, Marvel works. Yeah. All right, well, definitely shouldn't have done that as much, maybe. What do they need to spin the wheel? 6? Okay, 4. So both of those enter the graveyard. Got a bit of a problem. So I'm thinking now that I'm trying another card here, probably just, ooh, now we're talking, baby. Brain Surge. I love this card. I absolutely love this card. All right, so Nethergoyf and uh, Test Shadow and Counterspell go back. I go. Oops, no. Discard you. Discard you. Exile 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. I have been playing slow. Sorry about that, guys. Down to 6 minutes on my clock here. Flying. Go. Oh, right. Right. Well, that's fine. You get an energy. No problem. Yeah, Brain Surge is phenomenal for this deck. I, no question, want 2 of them probably in at all times. It's just so good. So good. I mean, obviously, I'm like brainstorm locked here because I didn't find a fetch land, but with Frog in play, not even a question. Uh, so I'll cycle this Architects of Will. I will discard Shadow, discard Counterspell, exile 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. It's an 8/9 flyer that also draws a card. Pretty good. Like, I don't even need to be playing these shadows. This Psychic Frog is going to solo this entire game for me. It's very good. It's very good. I mean, even though there's competition, the Nethergoyf can escape itself. Like, I think you can figure out what lines make the most sense once you start to learn the matchups and we figure out, where the format goes in time. I think the competition with the graveyard isn't going to be too bad. Swinging for 3. Yep, I take 3. And that should be game. Swing with everything. Yep. Oh, right. No. they can do that. Right, right, right. Megathopter. Yep. Block here. Block here. I will hit you for 1. And I think I want to hold Shadow. Maybe there's no reason not to just play that. Draw cards. Hold on, cards in your hand +1. No. No. And that is the game. Psychic Frog doing its job, drawing a lot of cards, being evasive. I mean, this game would have been over long ago if these whirler virtuosos weren't a part of whatever they were doing. Well, that was pretty sweet. That was actually a really fun game. Took a while, a lot of decisions to make. I'm still figuring stuff out and didn't want to misplay. So apologize for some of the slow play there, but very, very happy with some of what I've seen. That Eldrazi list that we played against at the very start, brutal. Definitely needs some sideboard changes. I think Harbinger of the Seas and some type of at least one swamp, probably just one swamp in the sideboard is or in the main board is 100% going to be correct so long as Eldrazi decks continue to be top of mind. And I can only assume people are going to be playing them heavily, at least for the foreseeable future. All right. 2-1. This is a keep. I have been very fortunate to be on the play, I think, every match. So keep that in mind as well. But all in all, pretty happy with how this is played so far. It's also possible that just having 2 Goys is the right call. 3 Goys might be a little bit too much, because I think the Psychic Frogs might be more valuable. Yeah, I'm loving the diversity. I'm loving exploring what it is that I'm playing against and trying to figure out what the hell's okay. This I know it's Ruby Storm. I did see Spike play this. Uh, all of this is pretty good. I can. They do have a mountain they have to fetch, so I'll be able to drown whatever they do anyway. So I think I'll just take the unstable amulet. So long as they don't draw like a non-fetch land, I'll be able to interact just fine. And if they don't go for something, I can cycle this Architects of Will. I really like Architects Will as I've already said it, but as just like a threat with the ability to either manipulate your opponent's draws or better your own is incredibly valuable. And this is a card I want to be with. So long as Netherglyph's in the deck, this is a card that I want in there. No question about it. Uh, Island. Just going to play at the island. Hold up, drown. Um, Stalactite Stalker is a card that I've seen other people play. I've never played it. I've heard average to maybe slightly above average commentary at best to like not so great at worst. Um, like at the end of the day, it's still very much trying to be primarily a control deck with good threats. So I don't think Stalker's where I want to be. Cycle this. Like at that point, you also have to be looking at bringing in street wraiths, and I think at that point you're just diluting the deck with too much card draw. Like there is a level of you want to have the right interaction, and yeah, while you can like turn your deck into like a 48 card deck or a 52 card deck or whatever, uh, I think there's a threshold where you want to make sure you actually have cards that do something instead of just get you through your deck faster. That's just my own opinion, though. I mean, I could be super wrong on all of that, and if someone puts a list together with Stalker and does super well with it, awesome. I mean, if people really want me to give it a go, I will happily try it if people think it'll be entertaining and an interesting watch. Um, but at least to me, it doesn't seem like the best way to build a Dimir shadow list specifically. Uh, so I mean, I think they also play like I want good interaction. Like I want to be able to kill those Rawls. Yeah, I want both of these. Yeah, Nethergoyf. I mean, Nethergoyf and Psychic Frog. Obviously, now that I'm playing with them, but even before, like Nethergoyf, I was pretty high on to begin with because like just a really good one drop that's a legitimate threat if you build your deck properly. Like I mean, this thing can easily be a 4 or 5 on turn two if you're on the play and just want to run it out there and put a couple things into your graveyard, no question about it. And then also having Psychic Frog as a backup, just gravy. All right, Jengith in hand, that makes sense. Force me to just do nothing. All right, so they've played the Mountain. They've played a Scalding Tarn, so 2 unknown cards in hand. I think, realistically though, mm, so I'm tempted to play Psychic Frog. I don't know what the removal looks like. I mean, they put a Grape Shot into the graveyard. So I'm tempted to just play Psychic Frog to be able to start drawing, like forcing my opponent to start to do stuff, and I think that's what I'm going to do. Play the Frog, get some hits in, and still be able to interact. I am going to just fetch an island. Got to be somewhat cautious of my life total. Like, they can go for a small Grape Shot, so Dismember and Thoughtseize in hand. Don't want to get carried away. Um, but yeah, this Frog is ridiculous. Like, into decks that aren't putting creatures on the board, if you don't have to give it evasion, phenomenal. And obviously, even when you do get an evasion, like you have ways of just getting there anyway. It's a very good card. More and more people that play with it keep saying it's ridiculous. So if you don't have Psychic Frogs, I would. Yeah, I'm waiting on the borderless foils to come in. I've got some store credit at one of my local shops, so I'm waiting for those to come in to pick these bad boys up. Okay, so instants and sorceries cost 1 less. I think I'm just supposed to counterspell this. Like as much as I want to just dismember, I don't want to give them the opportunity to start popping off on things. So counterspell now. Oh no. I get so used to yielding through turn, but being able to protect a Psychic Frog is something that I need to be thinking about more. Right? I can't remember if that Wooded Foothills is supposed to be gone. Uh, there's also the game of figuring out when you've hit enough land drops and when you're supposed to start swinging for 2 with the Frog instead of for 1. But in this case, I think I'm just going to get in for 1. Any future lands that I hit, though, I don't think I want. Counterspell, very good draw. So now I get to Thoughtseize, and that's the other reason why you wait on that. Like now I get to play my land, Thoughtseize, drown, Counterspell up, just laughing. I mean, I'm fine taking Manamorphose if you want to waste a bunch of mana trying to do stuff. Fine by me. The Amulet. So counter that. Definitely going to need a bit more of a clock here, though. Another Amulet off the top. Jeez, man. So they've got what? Passive Flames, Ritual, Jingitha. It's tricky. I think I'm supposed to let this resolve. Because then I'm just fighting over Passive Flames. Pay 2, exile, top 2 cards. Yeah, it's definitely a resolve. I mean, they can get through a lot of their deck, though. But what did you? Oh no, you have to do it right. Okay, it's a land. It's fine. All right, 5/6 Goyf. Let's get in there for the draw. That's a clock. Like just having additional 1-drop threats is so good. It's so good. Just a 1 mana 5/6. Like sure, it's not a shadow, but at the end of the day, shadow would only be a 4/4 right now anyway. So counterspell Bowmaster. Dismember for Giganta if that's what they go for. Feeling okay here, but certainly don't want to get cocky about my position. Five, six, seven, eight, nine. Land. Okay, it's fine. I don't really know what they're thinking on here. I guess they're trying to figure out their passing flames, maybe, if they want to just go for it. Yep. Counter that. So passive flames is going to cost them 5. They have a desperate ritual. Probably still pop off. Really going to need to draw something good in these next 2 cards. Gone through 2 counter spells and a drown. So, okay. Are you dead? That is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right? I can get this frog up to 2 by dumping Dismember. That's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 with Bowmaster. So that's not good enough. So with that in mind, I will just Bowmaster you. for this, right? Like I can't grow the Goyf. There's definitely, yeah, there's instance. No way for me to get you lethal. Down to 4. All right. Well, could very well be dead here. Desperate Ritual. Yep. Oh, yeah, no, I'm super dead. Forgot that's how Amulet works too. Uh, yeah. I mean, kind of hoping they go for this Metamorphose. Down to 7. I don't have a counter up for some reason. I guess I have to go to my settings and get the storm counter up. But that should be what? 3 spells? 4 spells? This is also going to be a problematic matchup, and part of the reason I have 3 um, 3 damping spheres in a side. I have no graveyard hate currently either. So what do they have? 1 reckless impulse, 2 oh. Well, that's pretty good. Channeler. Yep. They go for the Manamorphose. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. Thank you, opponent. Thank you so much. Wow. I cannot believe it. Boom. You. Oh, that's gotta hurt. I'm so sorry, opponent. I'm so sorry. Damping sphere. I mean, I assume the flute's gotta be good. Definitely want a second flute. Uh, all right, so Brain Surge, definitely a bit of a liability. Don't think I want 2 of them. Maybe don't even want, or yeah, maybe don't even want both. Thoughtseize need, Fatal Push probably need, Stub need. Ay, ay, ay. I think I cut Dismembers, bring in a push. I mean, I suppose I could bring in Stern Scolding. Yeah, Brain Surge is just too much. There's no question about that. And then I guess an Architect's a will. probably. Oh, consigned to memory. 100% should have been a card I brought in. Because then you can just stifle the trigger of Storm. Yeah, that's dumb. 100% should have brought that card in. Well, another good hand. Gonna take this. They are mulliganing to 5. Tapped ground. Ooh, baby. Thank you, deck. Don't even have to dig for it. I guess when you put 3 of them in your sideboard, that kind of happens. Ren's Resolve. No, thank you. They draw land for turn. Gonna fetch and shock. It allows me to put out a 1/1 shadow. And I am 100% playing this Damping Sphere. No question about it. Probably going to, for next turn, so long as they don't deal with this Damping Sphere. Realistically, I'm thinking I'll probably just preordain another Goyf because I'm going to have to pay one. So at least that way there I have a threat, and I'm starting to dig deeper into my deck, get some ideally counter magic into my hand, instead of just playing a Psychic Frog and not doing anything. I mean, I could go Shadow Goyf, but I don't think I need to overcommit to the board yet. Giganta in hand, that makes sense. Yeah, so play this. Preordain. Architects at Will. I like both of these things actually. I like both of these things. Another Goyf. Bolt. Nope. Okay, Ren's Resolve. That's good for them. But I mean this. Oh shit! What just? Damn it! Damn it! Ugh. Cycle. Did not realize that went back to me. Sorry about that. Fetch and shock. I mean, I gotta close this game out at some point. Don't think they're killing me unless they have exclusively bolts, which I doubt they even run. We will preordain first. Another Architect's Well. I mean, definitely want to be able to control the top of their deck, so I'm going to take that. Play up my shadow. 8 power on the board. Good luck. Wins the match. Cool. 3-1, and got absolutely dusted by Eldrazi. Not prepared for it. So far so good. And like 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. But at the same time, cannot. Hey, what's up, Mike? The list is this: 3 frogs, 2 goyfs. I want to pick up a third. I want to do 3-3 split, but I just haven't been able to open one in a pack. Two Brain Surge. Brain Surge I've really liked. Doing the Architects of Will. They've also been very good, just as like a threat, honestly. There's been a couple of games now where I've gotten to cast it and manipulate the top of my opponent's deck. And, not only is it a 3/3, but it's helping me just not lose the game. I do think I probably want to just go down to one Murktide if I'm bringing a third Goyf in. There's been a bit of a uh, kind of fight between the graveyard with what I've got here, but so far it hasn't been overly challenging. Consigned to Memory has been great. This is a card that I absolutely love having in the sideboard. Again, I just don't have the Harbingers, so I think like first match that I lost was against aggro Eldrazi deck that realistically could have got, I don't want to say neutered because they have dismembers, but definitely could have done a lot of work if I had the Harbingers in there. Certainly not the sideboard that I would 100%, lock in by any means, but it's what I got. It's what I ran first. So overall, pretty happy with it. I've been fortunate to be on the play in every match, um, but the deck's been pretty damn good. The frog is really good. The architects mostly to feed the Nether Goyf, absolutely, just as like a one instead of diluting the deck with like um hold on, sorry, 1 second. This is a new match. Yeah, this is an unknown opponent. I'm gonna keep this. It's good. Um, yeah, the architects have been getting cast some, and so yeah, just to answer the question about the architects as a whole, like they're in there to not dilute the deck with forcing yourself to have Bobble and Street Wraith. I think Dimir Death Shadow has gotten to the point where it has a high enough threshold of good cards that you're actually doing yourself a disservice by making the deck 52 cards or less than that if you find a way to do so, right? Um, I think we have enough options. Sorry, 1 sec. Yeah, no Goys. I've opened two of the cats, two of Johnny's. Those are going up, so I'll probably convert those into a Goyf at some point. And yeah, still need to pick up some Harbingers, but yeah, opened a crap ton of chests and did not walk away with anything too impressive. But what are you gonna do? Kind of figured that was going to be the case when most of the good Modern Horizons 3 cards were just uh, going to end up being 5% drops. Right. So they like the top of their deck. Street Wraith into the graveyard. I I think I was on 118. I mean, I walked away with like 1900 play points and have converted those into some success in limited. I actually have to do a draft at some point to crack a couple more packs. Um, but yeah, I mean, at least I've been able to convert all of the play points into just free stuff. Okay, Living End. But yeah, no, they have been pretty abysmal chests. Certainly wouldn't recommend anyone open chest trying to find good stuff unless they really need the play points. Could have easily converted some of those into just tickets and gotten what I needed, but what are you gonna do? Sometimes it's fun to play the game. I also do not have. All right, so this is Living End. My life total realistically doesn't matter. I'm just dead if they resolve a Living End. So fetching and shocking. Uh, well, the other nice part about Architects of Will, it does become something that is actually good in this matchup. What is my opponent going to do? Probably just go for it. Yeah, so just going for it. So I can cycle Architects. This is interesting. I mean, obviously the fact that I can't block these Street Wraiths is problematic, but I do have Dismember. All right, so this is very interesting. Not had this decision come up playing Dish Shadow before. Going to get an island. My life total definitely matters more now. Cycle this Architects. They're 100% not prepared for this. Death Shadow, that's a good draw. Um, Living End resolves. Thank you. Do I want to look at the top of your deck or mine? Probably mine. Um, Counterspell, push, stub. Okay. Can't push any of that. So the push goes first. The stub. Can I? No. Stub next and then counterspell. And then I fetch so I can fatal push this shardless agent. Well, that was pretty sweet. That's not something we normally get to do. And I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Counterspell. So I've got a stub coming. I can't. I mean, I could get this Death Shadow out if I really wanted to, like, shock. Well, no, I can dismember one of these street wraiths. Ooh. Yeah, maybe I was supposed to do that. I did not give that enough thought. I should have probably put stub up. What is that? 7. I go down to eh. Hmm. All right. Well, I want the stub now. So I think I'm dismembering a street wraith and probably just chump blocking generous ent with a bowmaster. Yeah, might have misplayed there. Not 100% sure. Uh, don't want to be getting too aggressive with my life total. This Death Shadow. Yeah, can't attack. Go ahead. And then I'm also getting this Orcish Bowmaster out now in case they want to cycle stuff. Getting in for 3, that's fine. Oh no, I don't mind at all. I prefer talking through decisions. I think there's like a maybe 3 or 4 second delay though, so I might not catch all of them. But is this going to be that flying creature? Yeah. Yeah, I have no problem at all. Voodoo Kick. Appreciate you, saying something, but by all means, interject. Uh, well, definitely have to play Shadow. And then I've got Counterspell. But this Counterspell, Brain Surge. I mean, realistically, can't do much. Kind of real thinking that I have to fetch down an island because I'm taking 7. I'll be at 1, so that'll be a 12, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I mean, it's going to be lethal, so I just need to find a way to get rid of this generous end. Oh, no, wait, but they have life gain. Yeah, interesting. Not swinging. Okay. Well, this is better than expected. All right, see the power of Brain Surge again. I've really been liking this card. Oh, maybe not. Is this another curator? That's another card I have not maybe given proper consideration to. Architects of Will. No, thank you. Can't have that. I have not given that proper consideration. And it just taps for 1 blue. It's an untapped land, right? I also don't have Sink into Stupor in the list, which is another card that I think probably should have consideration instead of an 18th land. Um, okay. Yeah, I definitely like the idea of Colosseum, and I think I will test it for that reason. It's pretty strong with Bowmaster. So I can fetch, push. Still not dead if I do that. And then I've got Brain Surge. So Islands, casts, goodbye. Oh, that's true too. That's true too. Yeah, I really like that suggestion, and I will 100% put it in the list moving forward just to see how it goes. Bless you. Bless you over there. All right. Swinging for 9. I'm actually feeling surprisingly good about this spot. Like, if my opponent puts me to 1, I can jump. I've got multiple. Oh, no, I have 1 counter spell, sorry. So I guess if they just go for another creature, I'm kind of screwed. I thought this was a counter spell for a second because it's an old border card, and I'm not used to having Brain Surge in the deck yet, but this has been a way more interesting match than it should have been because of the Architects of Will in my list. So give that credit where it's due. Yep. Goodbye, Generous Ent. All right, so now 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. My opponent is still dead so long as they don't have another creature. But I mean, let's be real, they probably have another creature. Hopefully they just go, I don't know what they go for. Yep, I take 3. Non-creature spell. Damn it. Does he go for it? They do go for the living end. Well, that's a stubborn denial. Okay, so shit. I basically need Dismember because I can't find Fetch Land Fatal Push. Dismember. Only 1 left in the deck. Come on, baby. Oh no, they'd still be at 1 because they gain 3 life. Damn it. Yeah. Yeah. Brain Surge. They're just gonna gain 3 right now. Okay. Architect's Thoughtseize. Yeah. I mean, that's a very powerful card if I wasn't at 1 life. It's too bad. All right, you got me, opponent. You got me. Maybe I can glitch it out. Make this a 13-13 without me dying. Nope, can't do that. Gotta try though. Okay, I have absolutely zero graveyard hate. But I do have Damping Spheres. And I do have Disruptor Flutes. And And I do have consigned memory, which technically hits cascade triggers. So, yeah. So we're going to try all that and see how it does. I Toxic Deluge as a one of board wipe. It seems tempting, but I think it's just wrong. It's just wrong. And I think we can just put back a Murktide Regent. You know what? I'm going to put one Brain Surge and keep a Toxic Delusion. Just in case, on the play, if they do resolve something, I might be able to wipe their board. So we'll try that. I have no idea if it's right or good. And of course, getting punished for the swamp here. But this is good. I will keep this. I mean, I wouldn't define this maybe as good. I should have said this is good enough. Yeah, in this matchup, Drown the Lock is definitely a beautiful card. I was really hoping to get something that was a little bit more powerful than Drown in this new set, but I can't complain with what has been given. Please, opponent. Do you want to mulligan? But yeah, I really like that suggestion of what is it, Cephalid Coliseum? Is that what it's called? Where is that suggested now? Yeah, Cephalid Coliseum. Definitely should be considering that in the future. I'll just put out a delta. I mean, it also has the advantage of potentially hitting you, like your Nethergoyf going into the yard and you being able to escape it. Obviously, it's rare that that might happen, but I'm not going to fetch here. I'd like to draw a third land if I can. Not a third land. Damping Sphere. All right, so Bowmaster in their end step, if they don't, yeah, well, they can't go for anything realistically unless they're able to get the Stamping Sphere off the board. So then Bowmaster in their end step have Counterspell. Hopefully be able to ride two Counterspells and a Bowmaster to a pretty significant advantage. And maybe win the game. We'll see. I also don't know, have they picked up anything good? I have no idea. Yeah, I definitely like the suggestion, and I'm 100% going to be trying it. Very much appreciate you speaking up and saying something, because it was not a card I had given any consideration to at all. Um, I'm fine, yeah, there's no way I'm cycling this Architects of Will hoping to hit a land when I have multiple forms of interaction available to me. Beseiju? No Beseiju. So if I ping myself, even if I hit a fetch land, I can't get a shadow out next turn. Grief. Well, just because, to the best of my knowledge, they do not have a way. No, I think I'm supposed to let this resolve. Like realistically, they have to take a counter spell or something. There's no way they take the Bowmaster. Because are they maybe playing the destroy target artifact creature that has evoke? I forget what it's called now. It's been a while since I've seen it. But it's possible that's what they're on. So I want to be able to counter that if they go for it. Okay, they do go for a counter spell, so I'm glad I just didn't hit the Bowmaster. And if they want to cycle, they can cycle. Yep. Cycle again. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So I just want you dead as fast as possible, and as of right now, that Death Shadow is not getting any faster. Right? Not the land I was hoping for, but I'm gonna cycle this now actually, in case I hit another Bowmaster or Thoughtseize. So because again, I guess they can have Force of Vigor. Did they play Force of Vigor now? I get very screwed if they have Force of Vigor and I Thoughtseize. So I think I'm gonna hold up Drown and then have Thoughtseize and Drown for next turn. Like if they just do nothing, then Thoughtseize plus Drown backup is way better than jamming Thoughtseize. And that's exactly what happened. I'm gonna lead on Thoughtseize here. Okay. Well, oh my God, are you kidding me? Um, yeah. Jesus, man. All right, well, taking that. Oh, sorry, guys. I saw both of those come in a little bit too late. I mean, I could definitely see taking the grief there, but they don't have a black card to pitch to it. So, okay, wait. What? What is happening? They're just gonna cast the grief? I guess they're just gonna go try and like pay the extra one. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, technically I am filling their graveyard for them, but they're also blockers. So like as long as I'm able to keep their battlefield clear, at least I'm chipping in for damage. And now I'm just kind of stymied, you know? But I mean, there was redundancy at the same time. So, okay, well, that's a phenomenal draw. So now they have grief. That's gone. Grief, plea, and a bunch of random stuff. Or one other unknown card, I should say, I guess. Would love to hit a land so I can get this Murktide region out next turn and still have Drown to lock up. Drown, cast, counter you. It's also possible they're only on 3 living ends. I don't know, but I think some living end players only play 3. Swing for 3. I will happily take 3. Beautiful. Swing for 2. Play Murktide Regent. Hold up, drown the lock. Never didn't have it. Never didn't have it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got to keep that Architect's Will in there. They have Subtlety. Ooh, Subtlety with Dispute as your other card. So now they just have Ardent Plead Grief. Wowzers. Wowzers. All right, well, one good draw deserves another, I suppose. Wow, dude. We will bottom that Murktide Regent. Damn. Damn. They always have it, man. That has not changed. New format hasn't changed. They will always have the free spells that matter. Don't tell me they hit like, well, I guess if they hit Grief Pitch, they still can't pay for the Ardent Plea, so keep swinging at me, baby. Got a Death Shadow. Is this just Grief? No. Wow, okay, well, I think it was actually right for them to just hit Grief. So, question is that their last one? They have double Exalted. I have a 4/4 Shadow. What will become more than that? All right, opponent. What do you got? At this point, I've thought through a Subtlety, 3 Living Ends, they're just not going for the Grief. They do have a Foundation Breaker. They've got Endurances. Teferi. 2 Endurance. Oh, baby. Uh, ooh. So, I mean, I don't think I want to get greedy. Yeah, I don't think I want to get greedy and just go for the win here. I'm just supposed to swing in with Death Shadow, let them block, and just hold down the lock. Uh, yeah, you can have that Endurance. That's fine. Putting your own. Okay, so they did only have 3. Good to know for the future. Technically, I probably should have countered that Endurance then. Oh, no, I 100% should have countered that Endurance. Now this Drown the Lock does nothing. Oops. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Oh Okie dokie. All right, well, now I just swing for lethal. Yeah, 100% I'm just swinging for lethal here. I can't continue to mess around. Right? No. No, 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 no. If they have subtlety. They have subtlety, I can't counter it. Yeah. Uh, sure. Psychic Frog. They did not have subtlety. All right. I'm still generally in control of this, so I wasn't going to lose to the subtlety. Very confused, though, as to why they didn't play a grief. Opinion. Right? I don't know. Maybe someone can tell me I'm crazy, but you have a grief in hand. You can cast it. Like, that has to signify that you have subtlety in hand, right? Guess not. I don't know how many Drown in the Locks I've hit, but it's been a lot. Might be all three, actually. Noise. Okay, here we go for a nice 4-1. Um, that was actually pretty impressive for the deck. I mean, fought through a lot, like a lot, and still got there. Very satisfied with that. I really liked Architects of Will. 100%. 100% want to continue to consider them for the future. I will be trying a 3-3 split of the Goyfs and the Frogs. And probably just dropping down to one Murktide. Because it's just way too much competition. And I actually think the Goyfs as like an early beater that can just close out a game if my opponent does nothing is more valuable. Um, I mean, I'm kind of just hoping they don't hit like Grief, but they're starting with 7. I'm going to keep this and just hope the top of my deck is good to me, assuming that they have Grief. Dispute into the yard. So theoretically, more than likely, dispute into hand. Uh, yeah, all right, Drown the Lock. Thank you, deck. I think I'm playing like a 10 Drown the Locks in here. Yes, I am.